Okay, we extracted the SQL Server software onto the C drive. Rename the folder like this. Now, before installing SQL Server failover clustering, we need to create application role on both the nodes. Okay, so for that, open the server manager. We need to do that on both the nodes. Go to the node 2. Okay, first let's add the application role on node 1. Okay, let us see where we are now. We have completed the first step, build Windows Server 2008 cluster. Now we are installing SQL Server failover cluster. Okay, we are in the second step now in the nodes. Okay, let's add the application role on both the nodes. Right now we are in node 1. Select the application server, add the required features. Okay, click next. Select the incoming and outgoing because that is required for the SQL Server in case if you are using DTC. Install. Let us do the same thing on node 2. Add roles. Click next. Select application server. Add required features. Incoming and outgoing remote connections. Select that. Click next. Install. So that is required for SQL Server failover clustering. Okay, we added the application role on the node 1. Close it. Go to the node 2. Okay, on the node 2 the application role is added. Now we are good to go with the there is some issue. There is some error. Let us go to the node 2. Yeah, node 2 seems to be fine. There is one warning, but on node 1 we got one error. Let us see what is that error. Filter the events. Okay, show me the critical node, don't show the warning information. Okay, this is the error. That will okay. Let me find out what this error is, and this should not cause any problem for clustering SQL Server. Okay, but the application server role has been added, but this might create a problem somewhere if we start using this SQL Server. Okay, right now I'm ignoring this error. I'm going to go ahead installing the SQL Server failover cluster. And note to this went fine. Maybe it could be because of some decom registrations, I don't know. Let us start installing SQL Server software. Click the setup. Click installation. We need to click new SQL Server failover cluster installation. Click that. Okay, this is enterprise evaluation, that is fine. We never read license. Install. Okay, we need to add the MSDTC service before installing SQL Server. I forgot to add that step. Let's add that step. Okay, cancel the installation. Go to SQL Server, the failover clustering panel. We need the IP address for the MSDTC. So I have noted down the IP address what we needed for MSDTC. For the MSDTC, this is the IP address 114. So let's use 114. So maximize node 1. I think it is processing. Right click on the services and applications, configure a service, click next, select the DTC, and yeah, Win cluster DTC should be fine. Here it should be 114. I think that's what yeah, 114. Okay, click next. So what is the cluster that we are going to, what is the drive that we are going to use for MSDTC? Definitely let us go to the failover cluster, we can see better. I guess we have to go to the computer management. We can select any disk, but we have given the volume name for the MSDTC. Okay, for the MSDTC we wanted to use G drive. Okay, so select the G drive. So right click on services, click next, add MSDTC. So here 114, okay, select the G drive. Click next. That's pretty much it. It will create the MSDTC service. So as you can see here, it is creating the resource group for MSDTC. It will create a network name for MSDTC. It will add the IP address as a dependency. It does a lot. So click finish. As you can see, MSDTC is being installed on this cluster. So this will be the default MSDTC service for all the SQL Server failover clusters on this Windows cluster. Okay, now let us go and install SQL Server. This time it should not throw that MSDTC warning.